Hello, today our topic is broadband integrated service digital network. We have previously discussed about integrated service digital network, and today our topic is broadband integrated service digital network. It is from the name it is suggests that it has higher data rate compared to the integrated service digital network. So now we call ISDN as a narrowband ISDN after the invention of 1988 broadband ISDN. What are the main services of broadband services? It is divided into narrowband and broadband signal interactive and distributed services, point to point and point to multipoint, and broadband services connections and different traffic patterns value added services. Some of the broadband channel of BSDN are H01 channel, H2 channel, and H4 channel. These are the channels which are 30 to 445 Mbps. H339 is 60 to 70 Mbps, and H4 is 120 to 140 Mbps. What are the broadband ISDN services? They are the broadband ISDN services, BISDN services. What are the broadband ISDN services? It is divided into number two part. Number one is the interactive services, and number two is the services, and number two is the distribution services. In interactive services, so first one is the interactive services, where the following information flow between the two end user of the network, or between the user and the two service provider. It is divided into again three part. Number one is the conversational services. What happen in conversational services? There are the basically end to end or real time communication between user, or between a user and service provider. Example for telephone service, like services in the broadband ISDN will support narrowband ISDN services. Also, the additional bandwidth offered will allow such services, telephony, video conference, and high volume, high speed dashboard. Number two is the messaging services. What is the messaging services in broadband ISDN? In messaging services, this differ from the conventional services in such they mainly store and forward type services. Application could include voice and video mail, as well as the multimedia mail and traditional electronic mail. And number C is the retrieval services. What is the retrieval services? Retrieval services is the services in which access can user can access public information store, and information is sent to the user or demand only. These include the things like teleshopping, video text services, still and moving picture, light software, or entertainment. And that second one is the distributed services. What the distribution services are mainly divided into two parts. No user control, no user control all of presentation, and no user control presentation, in which it is divided. This would instant a TV broadcast where the user can simply either or view done and view or not. This expected that cable TV company will become interested in broadband ISDN for HDTV, means high definition television system services that foreseen for future. And number two is the user control presentation. User control presentation means in here we can apply broadcast information, like user can partially control in what user can decide which part he or she can access. Example for teletext or news retrieval of services, means which one he is desire. Then we divided the broadband ISDN architecture. Which is the broadband ISDN architecture? We know that broadband ISDN architecture is the divided into the following picture: broad based ISDN architecture. So how we do? First of all, there is a terminal equipment, TE. Here is the terminal equipment. This is the main part of the equipment, means the endpoint. Then it is connected to a local function capabilities, LFC. Then it is these services into three part: narrowband, narrowband capabilities. Number 2 is the broadband capabilities, and number 3 is the interactive inter-exchange signal capabilities. Then these are connected to a local frequency function capability. Then these are the TC or the service provider and the NTC or service provider. These are connected to a high layer of content. Okay, brilliant. So all the low rate or 64 kbps transit between the circuit and packet switch are supported BSDN. BSDN are the three user control. First one is the consists of three plane. Number one is the user. Number two is the control, and the third one is the second one is the control, and third one is the management. For user, it's deal with the user information transfer and associated control like flow control, error control. Means just transfer between the user to user, and the control is the call function between the control function, and the management overcome the plan management and the condition of management, all are control here. There are two layer in broadband ISDN. Number one, the ATM layer, and number two is the ATM adaptation layer or AAL layer. There are the two layer in which ATM layer performs the cell multiplexing, demultiplexing, virtual path identifier means VPI, and virtual channel identifier VCI transmission, and cell header generation extraction and general flow control. And parts of the cell multiplexing means, what are the cell multiplexing? Cell multiplexing function combines with the cell from individual virtual path and virtual channel into a non-continual flow, cell flow. On the other hand, cell multiplexing and demultiplexing the opposite one. Demultiplexing is the reverse process for which the receive direction guides the individual cell to the appropriate VP or VC, virtual path or virtual channel. Then the VCPI and VCR are the functions related to cross connect, which map the VPI and VCI field of each information ATM cell to appropriate ATM cell header or the cell received by the higher layer. The cell header extraction function remove the header of the information ATM cell and pass to the higher layer. What are the function of generic flow control? The generic flow control function control the flow of traffic for avoiding the overload condition. Where there is a overload, then we use generic flow control. These are the main feature of broadband ISDN.